Xperience. I am TC Rustani, your host, and I'm here with my esteemed panel of experts. Let's start off by introducing them right down the panel. The one and the only, the greatest celebrity stalker of all time, South Boston Jeff.
Hey, what's up, TC? Good to be here.
Unbelievable. The current reigning barbecue eat-off champion, Vinny Capelli, is here.
That's right, and pretty soon it'll be the continuing champion.
The saga continues.
The saga continues.
Hollywood Joel is in his house.
Hey, in his house, happy Friday, boys, but every night's Friday with us.
That's right, exactly right. And of course, the man with a million holds, Strangler Steve.
TC, you're looking good. Your mutton chops look extra fluffy today. What have you been doing?
They
to
are.
those
I was
things?
seeing Stylist Liz earlier. She was just fluffing it up down
Wow,
there.
that was-
But before we talk about anything about the program, Vinny Capelli, conspicuous by his absence tonight, Colonel Bull Montana. You don't have anything to do with that, do you?
Listen, you know what's going on, all right? You know everything that's happening. It's not my problem that he's probably hiding under a, well, it wouldn't be a rock. They don't make rocks that small.
Yeah, they do. It's called the moon.
The moon, yeah. He's probably in hiding right
Well, it's
now
made out of cheese.
because if I'm not mistaken, a particular video may be going viral.
Maybe.
But, you know, I can't help
And
it.
hopefully didn't catch anything
You
viral.
know, I was very nice to him, you know, as a good gesture, as being the champion I am. And since I did challenge him, I sent him something to practice with.
Oh,
You know what
boy.
I sent him?
No, what?
Red velvet cake.
Red
No.
velvet cake. But we actually know where he is. Hollywood Joel, you know where he is.
He's been on the road a little bit, performing with his new band, Red Ball Jet, and
He plays a
what?
mean tambourine.
he does play a mean tambourine.
So you're saying
And-
he's not practicing?
Tambourine.
No, he's not practicing. He's not training for his barbecue challenge.
I think he might be a little bit intimidated.
I wonder
I
why.
think that the videotape and all this talk
Wait a
has
minute.
gotten him
wait
a little
minute.
bit intimidated.
You guys have been talking about this videotape for weeks now. Vinny, let's hear about it.
Talk to TC.
All right.
haven't seen
I
the
have
tape?
not seen
I'm
it.
throwing it
All-
back to
Steve,
you.
you
all I've
haven't seen the
is-
tape?
No, you guys keep talking
Vinny,
about it, but I haven't heard any.
TC knows.
I don't wanna see it, to be
Unfortunately,
honest
it's under a gag order.
Yeah.
So technically, as of right now, there is an investigation
Should be,
going on.
It should be a puke order.
I
not a
used
gag
to,
order.
I used
let me
to
tell
not
you
believe
something.
that
You
it
would
existed, but now
Just
I'm-
like I said, you'll never eat strawberry jam again.
Oh, brother.
Ever.
I don't even want to
But
think
getting
about
back to the tambourine man over there, that was a song, right, Jeff?
The Tambourine Man?
Hey, Mr.
Was that Bob
Tambourine.
Dylan?
Tambourine, Sammy Davis Jr.?
I don't know.
No,
what
I
it
think
was.
that
you're
was
right.
Mr.
No,
Bojangles.
I think
That
you're
was
right.
the
I think it
Candy Man,
it was-
Jeff.
Yeah, it was Bob
I ain't
Dylan.
talking
Mr.
about
Jerry
Bob
Jerry
Dylan.
Seavey.
Bob
He was
Dylan.
going to get his fix, like Bull
Wait,
might
the
have went to
Candyman's
get his
here?
fix.
No. But
I thought he saw him in the bathroom.
Because I thought he was doing channeling. What's his name? The guy, the dead monkey there. What's his name? Davy Jones. And he used to play the tambourine.
the dead monkey.
Yeah.
Dead monkey.
Aren't they all dead now?
Planet of the Apes.
No, I think there's just one dead monkey.
One dead monkey.
Right.
And hey, you know what's a funny fact about the tall guy from the Monkees?
His mother invented
Mike
Posters.
Nesmith.
His mother invented.
Oh, no, Whiteout.
So he never goes on tour with any of
Posters
them.
was in Romeo and Michelle's
So
Ice Cream.
dead monkeys and whiteout.
And Whiteout. And Strawberry Jam or whatever the hell you're talking
This is
about.
this is a
Conspiracy.
map to find what Bull
Where
is
Bull
doing,
is.
and we might have to call Ricky Bit.
We might. This is
If
a
you can
conspiracy
find 'em,
connection if
something's
there ever
going on.
was one. But speaking of something that is a conspiracy, we debuted to the world the pics of the new set.
Yeah.
Man,
well,
they
the
look
designs
fantastic.
of the new set, not the actual set itself.
It looks so
And
good.
As you can see on the screen right now, look how awesome that looked.
Wow.
Hat goes out to our design staff out there, floor director Dave, Chip, Airwolf Chris in the booth in there.
Airwolf.
I don't see the bullpen anywhere.
That's actually under secret construction.
Oh, well, you
They had to
know,
reinforce it.
are you still going to give that to him after he loses?
Well, it's not going to be called a Vinny pen.
Well, what happened to Vinny's pen though? Who gets that? Aaron Hernandez?
He could. You could.
Oh,
you got
Vinny,
you got the ink on your arms like Aaron Hernandez.
I'm gonna make it. I'm just gonna kill it, make it rain, just like this.
boy.
Oh yeah.
Just like
Don't
that.
drop the soap there, Vin. But the pics look awesome. The set's going to be here in September. It's going to be fantastic. But we have some sad news here. We got some celebrity deaths, Jeff, that we'd like to
right.
talk about here. And there's two of them, so there may be. They all go in three, so we're going to pick who we think the third one is. But let's run down the list of dead celebrities. Everybody's favorite maid, the one and the only, Ann B.
Ann B.
Davis
Davis.
from the
too bad.
Brady Bunch. Give us the 411 on how she died, Jeff.
Well, I'm not really sure how she died. Probably natural causes. I mean, she was a nun. Yeah, she lived a pretty quiet life in her final years.
I'm getting through my earpiece from Airwolf Chris. She actually fell in the shower and hit her head and never came out of a coma.
Well, you know
Is that
what? There's a
true?
there's a place for
shame.
everything and everything in its place, as they used to say on the Brady Bunch.
That's a horrible way to go, though. You live that many years,
88, not miles
and
per hour.
to take a bump in the shower is really.
I never
It's not a good way
actually
to go.
seen a
Was she
shower
in
in
the
the
shower
Brady's
with
bathroom.
Sam?
The butcher.
Was she in the shower with Sam?
She
What
was
was
a-
going on?
She was a nun for crying out loud. She wasn't taking his meat anymore.
nun.
She was weighing his ham.
Oh boy, this is no.
Well, that's the only meat a priest will eat on Sunday is none.
Oh my.
I heard.
Oh no.
And actually, I don't know if Alice did anything else after the Brady Bunch. I know she
I think
did.
she
think
did some
so.
Broadway plays, actually.
did
or
she?
off-Broadway,
I think she did pornography.
She did.
Vinny,
Bull?
have some respect.
Really?
You know,
I
you
think-
grew up watching the show like everybody else.
What
Well,
was that?
listen,
What was that? The Brady Hump?
Hey, what?
Oh no.
Call the Brady 6
Way?
6 way.
You guys are killing me.
Brady Bukkake.
All right, moving
All right,
on.
all right.
All right, Alice, rest in peace, Ann B. Davis. Okay, the next person that died, I know you were a big fan of this one, Jeff, was Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what a shame. One of the greatest disc jockeys of all time, in my opinion. Besides Wolfman Jack, Howard Stern, Casey Kasem was up there.
Forget
And
about being a DJ. He was the voice of Shaggy on Scooby-Doo.
And Robin
Zoinks!
from Batman and Robin.
That is right. And one of the Transformers.
What
Transformers?
Don't say
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
I don't know
might be
which one
wrong.
it was.
I think it was Bumblebee.
It was
I'm
one
not
of the
sure.
lesser-known jabroni Transformers.
Did you guys ever
Like
hear
Braun.
Casey Kasem on that cassette going off?
Oh, yes, I did.
When he's like, "You make me go from a dead dog into a number one hit song." That's really
The Dead Dog video.
Look
here,
it up
and
on
I'm
YouTube.
talking about a love
He
letter
was
right here.
swearing left and right.
But I heard that his daughters pulled the plug on Father's Day.
That's
which
messed
is
up.
and very cold. Oh.
His wife is the girl that used to be Carla Tortelli's husband on Cheers.
Carla
No,
Tortelli.
Wife.
Nick Tortelli's wife.
Nick Tortelli's
Tortelli,
wife.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. And she was hot.
No, Carla Tortelli's wife is Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's right.
Ex-wife.
Of whatever.
Well, they're back together.
Oh, are
again.
they?
I've seen them
they
in
mended the
Wonderland.
fences?
Well, she was also in Ghostbusters. Remember, she was at Lewis's party.
Oh my
She
God,
was,
that's
yeah,
right.
she was the one.
Right.
And she stands
Louis,
around
she
and
was
dances
trying to
with
hook
him.
up with Lewis.
Lewis, I'm going home.
Louis, I'm leaving.
yet. Maybe if we start dancing, other people will join in.
Okay.
Yeah,
What did he say,
Bouncy
Jeff?
blonde.
What is it? There's a big dog.
She had
man.
big knockers.
Some moron
she
brought
was-
a cougar to a party and went berserk.
That was it.
Yeah, well, it's pretty ironic. She was in Ghostbusters. He played Shaggy, and now Casey Kasem is a ghost.
Rest in peace, Casey.
Zoinks there, Casey
Like
Kasem.
Zoink Scoob.
Who's the
Keep
third? What do-
keep your feet on the ground and your head in the stars, and I'm going to be buried 6 feet under because my scumbag daughter pulled the plug on Father's Day. All right, rest in peace, Casey.
Yeah.
All right,
So who's number three?
they all die in threes, right?
Well, we have to pick number
We're going to
three.
pick number
Yeah.
three. All right,
A death pool.
A death pool right
Oh,
now, and I'm
boy.
going to start with you,
All
Strangled
right.
Steve.
Well, just off the top of my head, you know how that dude from the Partridge Family passed away? Like,
Reuben Kincaid.
Yes. I'm going to go with the broad, the mother from...
Shirley Jones.
Whatever.
Yes,
she was
yeah.
in Grandma's boy, man. She ain't going nowhere.
We
No,
just
no.
saw Shirley Jones a couple weeks ago down in New
That doesn't
Jersey.
matter.
Wait,
She
you're
dropped
talking
dead.
about the chick that was in that other show there. Everybody Loves Raymond? Talk about the mother from Everybody Loves Raymond.
No,
She was
that's,
Grandma's
that's
boy.
Doris Roberts.
Okay,
No,
okay.
yeah,
the mother
yeah,
from
yeah.
the Partridge Family.
They were both in it, though.
Who played the... What did she play? Did she play the tambourine, too?
She played.
Maybe she knew,
She was the hot chick in Grandma's. She was
her
the hot
gimmick.
chick in Grandma's boy that banged everyone.
Really?
Grandma's
all
boy
right,
that Adam
She's a
Sandler
cougar.
movie.
You're saying she's one of the original TV
Well, we're gonna be
cougars.
doing
Cougar?
we're gonna be doing some video
What's
game
wrong with
stuff
you?
later.
The only cougar out there, a grandmother, I would still bang is
A gilf?
Jacqueline Smith.
Priscilla Presley.
Lonnie Anderson. I don't care.
We met them both the same day.
I know,
Lonnie.
I know.
It's-
I don't
You
care.
got to come on these things. You could.
I
A
know.
fantasy could be fulfilled for you,
I know,
Joel.
brother. Thank
All
you,
right, so
sir.
you're going with Shirley
Yep,
Jones
that's my pick
from
right
the
there.
Partridge Family.
Yep.
I'm going to write that
Write
down.
it down.
Shirley Jones.
There it is.
All right, Hollywood. Hollywood's thinking over there. All right, Vinny
know.
Capelli.
Who is going to kick
what,
the
what
bucket?
celebrity is next?
What celebrity is next?
We
All
have
right.
Ann B. Davis, Casey Kasem, and who?
I say Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
No, he better not die.
I say Mel Brooks.
He's not done creating yet.
He hasn't done the sequel to Spaceballs.
You know
That's-
what's funny
you know
is,
something? No, the reason why is you got Star Wars coming, and what I'm sure what's happening is he's probably trying to think of some spoof he can make. He's probably gonna drop dead.
He's gonna have an
because of it.
aneurysm.
He's gonna have an aneurysm or something.
Really?
But I say Mel Brooks because he is getting old. He's
91,
gonna
right?
hit those blazing saddles and see you later.
not.
You know what's
Saturday.
pretty cool? There's a book out right now. It's called. It's been out for a few years. A lot of people read it. Zombie Survival Guide.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear of it?
Yes, I heard of it.
You know who wrote that? Mel Brooks' son.
Oh, no kidding.
I didn't know that either. It's
Really?
a great
Is
book.
his son Albert Brooks?
No.
No, Albert
Albert
Brooks.
Brooks, the actor. Do you know what his real name is in real
No.
life?
What is it?
Albert Einstein.
You're
Are
ribbing
you
me.
serious?
That's a shoot. His
No
real
kidding.
name is Albert Einstein.
How did he come up with Brooks? Was he like a Mel Brooks fan and took his name? or-
Because Albert Einstein was probably in the Screen Actors
He
Guild.
lived by a river.
perhaps.
I have no idea. So you're going with Mel Brooks.
I'm saying Mel Brooks.
You know, he
you're
could
wrong.
be because he is up there in age.
Listen, he's up there in
Yeah,
age.
but Carl Reiner is still alive.
Well, I think Kyle Reiner and Mel Brooks are the
Aren't
same
they
person.
like BFFs? You know, like don't they eat dinner every night together and stuff?
They could. All right,
I think they do.
Jeff, your pick of the next celebrity that's going to tap.
Well, speaking of Mel Brooks, I'm going to go with an actress that he used in most of his movies. I think Cloris Leachman is on her way out.
Cloris Leachman.
Who's that?
She played Granny in the Beverly Hillbillies.
She's still
movie.
alive?
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
still alive.
certainly
She's in her
is.
80s though.
She ain't
We
going
actually
nowhere,
saw
then.
her once again a couple weeks ago down in New Jersey.
She played the replacement on Facts of Life when the redheaded
when
broad
Mrs.
left.
Garrett left.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
played
she-
Mrs.
Oh,
Garrett's
all
sister.
She
right,
ran the
all
little
right.
snack shop that they had.
Right.
there.
No, Snatch Snacks. Snack
You take
shop.
the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have.
Yeah, the facts of life.
there you go.
Right, there it is.
So, all right. So you
She also played in The Young Frankenstein.
Ryan French. Her name was
Great
Frau
movie, by the
Blucher.
way.
well, there you go. There's the Mel Brooks connection right there.
Yeah, you have to
All
cue
right, so
the
you
horses.
think Cloris Leachman. All right, who do you think over there, Hollywood?
I'm going to say this, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I love him. He seems kind of like a jerk. You guys might have met him, but I'm going to go with Jimmy J.J. Walker.
What?
Just because
What?
he ain't dynamite no more,
He's
bro.
completely irrelevant.
He ain't dynamite no
He was
more.
just on the Arsenio
And
Hall
he'll be-
show like 2 weeks ago. promoting
Yeah,
his
and
new
the
book.
Arsenio Hall show got canceled already. So
It did already?
That's
yeah.
too bad.
yeah,
Again?
it did. So
BET should
rest
pick
in
it up.
peace, Jimmy J.J.
So
Walker.
he's not dynamite.
Dynamite!
He's now a dud,
Hey,
is what
listen,
you're saying.
he doesn't suck. He was actually a groundbreaking comedian that Leno
Arsenio?
and Letterman used to both
He
write
was
for him.
awesome. Yeah.
Arsenio?
Yeah.
No,
Letterman.
JJ.
They used to
Oh,
write
you're
for
talking about
Jimmy
JJ.
Walker.
That's about
Jimmy
Arsenio.
J.J. Walker.
I'm talking about
Remember he
Arsenio.
had his
Arsenio sucks.
spin-off after he had his
did.
own show for a while there.
I
but
don't remember that one.
No one does.
No.
I
because-
caught
Hey, I
one
want to
or
add
two
one more.
episodes.
I actually have two people that might die.
Go ahead, Vin.
Bill Cosby.
Bill
Oh,
Cosby.
man.
Bill Cosby.
He's
All
going to
right.
choke on some pudding.
He's got to.
Pudding bub.
The pudding pop.
I hope that James Amos doesn't die because when I was growing up, he was a father figure that I looked to from Good Times.
Because he worked in a car wash.
I don't know if he worked in a car wash.
He did every other week. He's like, Florida got a new job at a car wash.
Well, JJ always had that chicken stand job where he wore the hat on.
But
his
he was a
head.
good
That was
painter
awesome.
on the show.
He
Yes,
was
he was
a
an
good painter on the
artiste.
show.
And what's the
Wait,
the
that
most,
was the father from Good Times.
right? And he was also
He was
in
also
Die
the
Hard
father
2.
in
James.
Coming to America.
That's
He was
right,
also the
McDowell.
father in. He was
Cleo
Will's
McDowell.
father on Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Was he?
No, he was not.
No,
Will's
he played
father,
the father of Will Smith's girlfriend.
Will Smith's
No, he played the
girlfriend.
father of some little white kid in The Beastmaster.
The Beastmaster, really?
Yes,
Oh.
he was in the Beastmaster. That's right. You know, with his fucking.
You know you're badass when you were in the Beastmaster.
Right.
You know you're badass when you're a black dude who's the father of some white kid in the Beastmaster.
And the Beastmaster.
Well, technically,
Orange
he wasn't
and
the,
yellow.
no, he wasn't
With
the father.
Poto
he was
and
the,
Kodo
he
for
was the
Airwolf in
protector.
there.
Wasn't the father. He was the protector.
Oh, he was the protector in there. All right, so you said two. That's one.
And after he did the movie The Beastmaster, he got all kinds of fan letters from all kinds of homosexuals across
Yeah,
the
because
world.
his ass showed a lot.
Yeah, his speaking of badasses,
You know what he was?
the gays liked his.
You know what he was also in? That was amazing. The Roots.
Roots, yeah,
miniseries?
he played Conto
And-
or whatever.
And Jeff, you'll know this. I always forget his name, but the kid from Reading Rainbow. It was
Reading
Quentin Kinsey.
Rainbow.
What's his name?
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
Geordie LaTroy.
Yeah,
Geordie
LaForge
LaForge
from Star
from
Trek,
Next
right?
Generation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that.
Remember Reading Rainbow?
Roots is a.
They just brought
big
that
deal
back.
in
He
it.
did like one of those
See,
Kickstarter
To
things.
try to get it back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
reading
They
is
brought
when you open a book, and there's lines in it with letters. Each letter.
Listen,
Oh,
listen,
Vin,
listen,
you gotta
letters
listen to
in a
this
row
guy.
equals
listen,
a word.
listen. I've done a lot of reading, documentation.
The only thing that's been read to you is your rights. That's about it.
right, read to me. Now
Right.
I've read a lot of different things like dissertations,
Penthouse
right.
Forum.
in, plea deals and whatnot.
I
Mad
thought you used to get those
Magazine.
things on tape.
I'm a very well-educated person, just so you people know.
All right.
It may not appear, but I am
All
very.
right, who's your
well-educated.
second person?
I said Bill Cosby was the second one.
Oh, and then who's the other one?
Mel
You s-
Brooks was the other one.
Mel Brooks,
right.
Oh, whatever.
Cosby.
I'm lost in the confusion. I guess it's my turn. All right.
You're not
Yeah,
gonna
what do you
lose
think,
to those
TC?
people
Okay.
anytime soon.
I'm gonna go with. Trying to think here. I think Larry King should tap.
Oh yeah, he's been knocking on death's door for years.
yeah, him and
Who
his
cares?
suspenders.
He's like a skeleton with a shirt on.
Isn't his
Suspenders are
wife
holding him
like
up.
40 years younger than him now?
Yeah, his wife used to be on like on a, not USA Up All Night, but one of those like USA shows where she talked about movies. Yeah, she's like 94 years younger than Larry King.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Larry King, when he asked his wife to engage him, had Al Pacino show up at the restaurant and Al Pacino set it off to yep.
Speaking
Larry
of Al
King
Pacino,
wants to marry you.
Al Pacino is supposed to be in the Boston area. I heard.
He is. He's going to be at like the Wang Center or something.
That's what I heard.
Jeff and I have met him a million times. He's a strange bird. I know Hollywood. You're a good friend of
I
his.
used to work. Yeah, we were pretty close.
You're
We'll
a
talk
good
about
friend
it
of
in
the day.
future episodes. We get a few things.
Well,
we
yeah,
can
You and
talk
Larry
about.
King?
No, Al
me and Al
Pacino.
You and Al
Pacino,
Pacino.
The Godfather.
Oh, all right.
Larry King, please.
So what we're going to
Tony
do is, all
Montana.
right, so that's who we think
Tony
is going to
Montana.
tap. What we're going to do, I'm getting through my earpiece. We're going to take our big first time commercial break, and guess what? The madness will continue.
To believe in up to your dreams, then suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you, all about you.
For a decade, viewers have only experienced After Hours the only way known possible, on the 4x3 screen. But if you've only seen it this way, you haven't seen it at all.
Welcome back from that big-time commercial break. As you can tell from the music, the force was not with our good friend Harrison Ford, a.k.a. Han Solo, who is on set right now filming the latest installment of Star Wars Episode 7, The Broken Leg. Is that what they're calling it?
The Broken Leg.
But from all the reports that I have got, Hollywood Joel, you have right now a Millennium Falcon T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you who can't see it because we're on radio right now, he has a Millennium Falcon T-shirt on here, and the rumor is the Millennium Falcon actually bit Harrison Ford in the leg and broke his leg.
I love Harrison Ford. I mean, I love him in Indiana Jones. I love him in Star Wars. I told him I love him, and you know what he said?
I love you too.
I know.
I know.
That's what he happened. And then he froze you. But yeah,
Son of
the
a-
poor bastard, 71 years old, reprising his role. Luckily, he has what Jeff calls Disney insurance. So hopefully that's not going to take away from the release of the movie next year, which is in 500 and how many days?
546. Was
Oh,
it?
my
54,
God.
I think.
Was it?
Somewhere,
Okay.
somewhere in there. The actual countdown, I don't have it on my phone yet. It's not an app yet. But 500 and something days. Now, what's your take on this? My take is that I love Star Wars. I've loved Harrison Ford.
No, you love Star
okay,
Wars?
Okay, you know
No,
what I'm
that
talking
can't
about.
be.
But
That can't be true.
it's actually through the earpiece 546 days as of this recording until episode 7. All right. But Harrison Ford for years always badmouthed Star Wars. Wasn't a fan of it. He loves Indiana Jones. He didn't love being Han Solo. In fact, there he is, the lightsaber app. In fact, he wanted Han Solo to die. That's why they froze him at the end of Empire Strikes Back, because they didn't know if he was coming back for Return of the Jedi. So calm as a bitch. All that said, the Millennium Falcon bit his ass. Your take on this, Capelli?
You just put that to
Capelli.
bed.
You know, personally, I gotta go with you. I think karma's a bitch. You know, that's like when you steal things and you lose something, or like other people around here. I think what happened here was that Harrison
Where's my
was
wallet?
at his age, you know, and the Millennium Falcon pretty much said, "Screw you. You didn't want to be here. Well, welcome back. Bang. Done."
This is what happens when you have Lando and Nine Num fly the Millennium Falcon
That's what-
in Return of the
Well,
Jedi.
that's what, pretty much what happened. You had an illegal alien and another person,
Billy D.
criminal.
Williams.
a criminal,
A criminal.
a
Lando was a
criminal, and an
criminal.
illegal alien driving your vehicle. They even broke it. I bet you they never told him about
they
it.
did. They broke it.
They
Maybe
broke
he-
it.
maybe he was gonna
They
say,
bet you
"I have a
never
bad
told
feeling I'm
about
not
it." And
gonna
I
see
bet
it
you
ever
all
again.
these years later,
Right.
That's what happened.
What were the beer commercials Billy D. Williams used to do?
Colt 45.
Colt 45 is still a good drink.
That's malt liquor.
That's why he crashed the Falcon. in
Hey,
Return
did
of
you
the Jedi,
notice
'cause
that
he's
they
drunk.
said,
Makes sense.
"Screw you, Calrissian. You're all
Yeah,
done."
he's not even involved, right?
See you
See,
later.
I never understood this, even as a kid, right, watching this. Your best friend turns you into an ice cube, you're defrosted, and now you're best buds again. Like,
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't Han Solo be, like, pissed at this guy?
I think I would have remembered being frozen by, like, say, Montana. If I got thawed out by Montana, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to go, "Oh, let me stop you from going to the Rancor." No, I'm going to push you in and say, "See you later, sucker."
That's right.
Respect.
And he did it to save his own hide.
He did.
Because Vader was in Cloud City or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
he
he's
sold
always
out.
sitting there making noises.
He
all
sold
the
out
time.
his
He made
friend.
the deal with Boba Fett.
That's right. Scumbag Lando Calrissian. That's why he's not in Episode 7.
What's your favorite, not Han Solo, Harrison Ford character?
Other than Han and Indiana Jones?
I figured it would be Indiana Jones.
No,
for
no,
you.
because they're one and the same to me. They're like cousins.
Yeah,
all right, so
that's cool.
They're in their own universe, galaxy,
good
whatever.
question.
I'd like
I
to
would
be in
have
that
to
universe.
say my favorite Harrison Ford character, other than Han Solo and Indiana Jones, would be the President in Air Force One.
All right, you took mine. That was it, yeah.
I never
Get
saw
off
Air
this
Force
plane.
One. Never saw Air Force One.
What?
That's, I know you guys said once in a while. You guys like
Hollywood.
How about the lawyer he played in that movie Witness with the
Oh, yeah, that was
the
a
Amish
witness.
people?
How about,
yeah, and you get to see
The
an awesome,
Fugitive,
like,
too.
sponge bath
Oh, The
scene.
Fugitive.
The Fugitive. That
I
was a
didn't
good one.
kill
he's
my
good in The
wife. I
Fugitive,
don't
though.
care.
Richard Kimball.
Yeah, he's good in The
Great
Fugitive.
character.
What
Great
about you,
character.
Jeff?
Oh, well, it would probably be the guy that raced him in American Graffiti. He played the person. He
was also in the Blade Runner.
Yeah,
I
he
was gonna
didn't-
say Blade
but he didn't
Runner.
have much to say in the American Graffiti. He
you know
just gave a look and raced.
Do you know what his name was in American Graffiti?
No.
Bob Falfa. And you know why that's significant? George Lucas turned Bob Falfa into Boba Fett.
Now you guys know this better than I do. I know.
Well, I'll
but
be.
George Lucas did American Graffiti,
Right.
And didn't he do it because he was in a bad car accident?
He was.
And he almost died.
He did.
And he made right.
And what happened was when he was like 17 or 18, right before he graduating high school, he was into racing cars really fast. He wiped out, hit a tree, and then after that, he said every day is now a gift, and I have to give back to the world. And obviously, he did give back
That's
to the
amazing,
world.
man.
And that's also where he got that scar on his chin.
No, that's Harrison Ford. We're talking George
River
Lucas.
Phoenix gave that to him at a bar in Hollywood.
That's right. The
what
Rainbow
happened?
Room, the night he died.
No, River Phoenix actually gave TC help.
Okay. Did you ever see Indiana Jones and Last Crusade?
Of course I
Yes.
did.
Okay, remember? They
Oh, River
explained the
Phoenix.
scar.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And that's how it really happened.
He scars
In
himself,
reality,
don't
I think he had like a carpentry accident.
Yeah,
That's
he
how it
was a
happened.
carpenter before working on a movie set. Am I not mistaken?
They
And that's how George
supposedly
Lucas
brought
got
him in to meet George Lucas, so he was
Well,
working
no,
on his
Lucas.
office.
What I had read was Lucas had asked him to come in and just read a couple of lines while he was working on the set, and that's how he got the job of Han Solo.
Yeah, the original guy for Han Solo they wanted was Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Oh,
And
Kurt
Sylvester
Russell's
Stallone
pretty
read for
kick-ass,
it.
though, man.
I love you. Hey, yo, I know. I mean, that would have sucked. Hey, yo, Chewie. Well, let's be honest. If Sylvester Stallone was Han Solo, there wouldn't have been an Empire Strikes Back.
No, Adrian.
But yeah, poor Han Solo out there. Hopefully he'll get all mended.
Hey, yo, Leia.
Before the
You guys excited about the new movie?
I already people waiting in line.
Yeah.
For tickets right now.
Yeah,
You kidding?
Ringo, obviously. I saw him running from the bathroom.
Oh, Reno. Yeah. whatever his name
You
is.
mean Gollum?
Gollum. Yeah.
Gollum.
Unbelievable. So Harrison's going to be out for 8 weeks out there. And hopefully we send our best to old Harry over in England over there because it just won't be Star Wars.
Jolly
without-
O England.
Jolly good. Jolly good.
Jolly O Harry in England.
Jeff, you have something to say?
Not right now.
Jeff, on the whole English
contemplating.
note, if you guys don't mind me saying, one of my favorite comedians of all time passed away last week, Rick Mile.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you guys ever saw
I
The
know.
Young Ones.
The Young Ones.
Is my favorite show of
Once
all
in
time.
every
is The
life.
Is
Young
he the
Ones.
guy
Oh,
who
that's
played
right,
Neil? Which
no,
one
he
was
was
He played Rick.
He was Rick, the people's poet.
My favorite episode of The Young Ones
Yeah.
of all time that I laughed hysterically. To this day, I still laugh when I see the scene, is when they went to the laundromat
Oh my God!
and they took their dirty clothes and threw it in the into the washing machine. The washing machine actually went
It
puked
spit
it
it back
out.
out. And then on that episode, they performed Madness performed.
Oh,
Remember
that's
that
right.
group Madness?
Our house.
They didn't perform Our House. They performed Our House in the second season. That one they performed a different song. It was about getting pills.
Jeff, you should know about that.
Jeff, do you know that song? The
No,
Madness
I
song?
didn't see that. I remember
It's called
Motorhead
the
on
Jeff
the Young
song.
Ones. I
Motorhead
never-
was on the Young
The
Ones.
Ace of Spades, they said.
Ace of Spades. They
right.
had a whole.
Classic.
I love that show.
The
It was
Young
my
One,
favorite
and it was-
show of all
and,
time.
and that show aired when we saw it over here on MTV on
It was
Sunday
on
nights
MTV.
at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
It was like 3 or 4 years after it originally
Right, yeah.
aired
Yep.
in
and they
England.
only did 12 episodes.
I love that show.
And Rick Mile was also, a lot of people might not know, but they'll probably know when I say Drop Dead Fred.
That's right.
And now they're doing a remake of Drop Dead Fred. No one could play. Rick Mile was just a genius.
I like that movie, but the only thing I didn't like it, Phoebe Cates cut her hair way too short.
I forgot Phoebe Cates was in it. Your girl.
Right, she cut it way too. I was, fantasizing Fast Times, and then all of a sudden,
I think they were trying to make her like a little girl because
she's with
she's trying
Rick
to
from
relate.
the Young Ones. All right,
Yeah.
it just Fast Times and the Young Ones.
Yeah,
just didn't make sense.
You have to sit through a lot of garbage movies to be a Phoebe Cates fan. I sat all the way through Gremlins 2 and almost killed
The
myself.
new batch.
Yeah, that was a pretty horrible.
I mixed up a bit. Oh no, sorry, but
I
that's,
mean, if Hulk Hogan
probably
didn't
did it,
come
Phoebe.
into the movie and force me to finish it,
yeah, Gremlins 2 sucked. Getting
Yeah,
on
it
that
was
one,
pretty shitty.
that was you can say it. I'll see it right now. Gremlins 2 was shit.
It was a
All right?
shitty
Wait,
movie.
speaking of Gremlins, what movie made reference to Gremlins?
Gremlins 2?
No. I just watched it. Oh, there was a Steven Spielberg movie
Yeah.
that made reference to Gremlins.
I think you're talking about Goonies.
Yes, the Goonies.
Goonies makes reference to Gremlins.
Yes, when
When
he's
the-
talking,
You're right, you're
talking
right.
a chunk of the phone.
Right.
Oh, like the time you told me about those.
Just
little
about this
creatures.
last prank
Oh,
about all
yeah.
those little
Little
creatures
creatures
who
that you
multiplied when you threw water on them.
Yeah. And then what does he say? And then he goes, and then you told me that Michael Jackson came over to visit and sing at your house, and he goes, no, he didn't, but his sister did.
That's right. Well, Michael Jackson was his sister in reading the Inquirer and whatnot.
He was a
You're
tall
right,
white.
Vinny. You are right over there. Unbelievable. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our big-time commercial break, and we come back. Hollywood Joel is going to be talking about video games.
Beep, 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 beep.
You got issues.
For a decade, viewers have only experienced After Hours the only way known possible, on the 4x3 screen. But if you've only seen it this way, you haven't seen it at all.
All right, welcome back from that big-time commercial break. As you can tell by the music, it is now for Hollywood Joel.
Respect, gentlemen. How's it going?
We're doing great.
I'm doing great. Listen, that's the Black
Did you ever
Eyed
have
Police
Pac-Man
Academy.
fever?
I had it.
I had Pac-Man.
I had the album. That was the first album I ever got.
Are you
One of my
serious?
first albums.
The first album I ever
Simon and
got was the
Garfunkel, right?
McDLT album that came from McDonald's when you got a McDLT.
I can actually sing that song
Go ahead.
because I worked at McDonald's
Do
in
it.
Sing
1988.
it. So did
Bring it.
Jeff.
You did in
Mac
1988.
McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese.
Filet of fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal, McNuggets, tasty golden French fries, regular and larger size, salad, chef and garden, or a chicken salad Oriental.
Sundae or apple pies.
No, big breakfast, egg McMuffin, hot cakes and sausages, maybe biscuit, bacon, egg and cheese, a sausage Danish hash brown too. And for dessert, hot apple pies.
Wasn't
Sundays,
it-
3 varieties, a soft serve cone, 3 kinds of shakes, chocolatey chip cookies, and a drink of Coca-Cola.
I think Steve's
Diet
having a
Coke and orange
seizure.
drink.
I remember the one.
Hold him
You
down.
remember all that?
You need to take a breath. That's not taking a breath.
Hey, how about
Grab
that?
his other arm.
Oh my
bro.
God, I can't believe you
I'm
remember
shaking
that.
over
Grab his
there.
other arm.
Now I remember the one with 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles,
the
onions,
Big
onions,
Mac
onions,
song.
onions.
Another
And then
one.
what the
No,
cup?
my
the
favorite
cup ran
one
away with
is-
the spoon.
Bring me back the
Do
filet
you remember
fish.
the little record
That's
that
my
McDonald's
favorite
put in
one.
like the Boston Globe?
Yes.
And then if you had, it had this 2 different songs, and if you got like the one song, it was like getting Boardwalk in like the Monopolies. If it's saying the correct song, then you won like $1 million or something like that.
Have you noticed that Wendy's now has a new girl that's actually attractive as Wendy? They don't have the
Yes,
ugly
yeah,
Wendy
but no, but
anymore.
they still show the ugly Wendy.
She's
She
an
comes
actress.
on the other
I forget. She was an
commercial.
actress, and I can't remember where I saw her from before, but she used to be in something. I
That'd be
can't
hard
remember.
if it was that chick from that new show, Mad Men or whatever, the big redheaded chick with the boobs.
You know, redheads. There's 2 things about redheads, and I'm going to tell you
Chick
right
with the
now.
boobs.
What's that,
The
Vin?
boobs.
They're either brutally ugly or they're drop dead beautiful.
Like Wendy, we just talked about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You got
saying.
the, you got
There's
the
no
skank
medium.
Wendy,
There's no medium.
and you got the the hot sizzling patty
The real-
Wendy.
You got the
Ugly.
junior, the junior whatever it is, and the other one.
The
All right, go
Baconator.
over your video games. I don't know how we
Let's
got
go
onto
here,
Wendy.
brother. all right. It's getting a little
Hey, by the
windy.
way,
Hey,
Dave
hey.
Thomas was a 33rd degree Mason.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, then he knows exactly what happened on September 11th.
That's
then.
all I'm saying. Look
and,
it up, it's
and he
true.
had none of his own children.
And he didn't graduate high school.
That's right.
How about that?
And he had an ugly daughter named Wendy.
Hey,
Foster daughter.
Steve
whatever.
King.
Yes.
Question for you.
Talk into the mic, Joel.
Little video game action here,
All
brother.
All right, let's
Go ahead.
go. Let's hear
All
it.
right. Jeff,
Yes.
This is about you.
Okay.
Steve King.
It's a show
Jeff.
called Medicine.
Favorite video game as a child?
I'm not allowed to get in on this?
You know.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Your probation officer.
This is for
called.
Jeff. All right.
All right. No, this is.
Oh, for the panel?
This is all right. You guys want to go around the panel? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Let's
All
do
right.
this.
Start
All right.
with Steve. Going with you. Over to you, Capelli.
All right. Well, start
It's your
with you,
probation
Steve.
All right,
officer.
what am I doing?
All right. So this is how it works.
Spit it out, kid.
Favorite video game as a kid, Jeff.
Don't we start
Was
with
it
Steve?
E.T. for
So
Atari?
Oh.
Because he hated the drunk mom, and he still hates her. What's her name? Dee Wallace?
That's D. Wallace, yeah.
Still hates her. But he loves Drew Barrymore.
Sure.
Who doesn't?
I got to tell you a story about
Sure.
E.T. for Atari, too, after.
All right. I got a story about that, too.
Go ahead.
Ricky Bittman's involved. Was it Cloak and Dagger, the video game?
Great game.
Love the movie.
You're asking me what his favorite video game
What
is.
Jeff's favorite
All right.
video game?
I remember
Oh,
Cloak and
now we're
Dagger.
making this perfectly clear. Okay, this is a
All right,
trivia
go.
thing. Okay, now it makes sense. I
I remember
you,
Cloak and Dagger. That was a good
Okay,
game.
Cloak and Dagger. Good movie, too.
Yes, it was a good
It was a
movie.
great movie. Who was in it?
The lady with the three fingers.
Dabney Coleman.
Dabney Coleman, the kid from E.T.
Henry Thomas.
The
no
guy
related to
from
the other
Midnight
guy
Madness.
who had an ugly daughter named Wendy.
The guy from Midnight Madness.
I don't remember that, but the what's his name there? The guy we always see at conventions there.
The guy
That's
from
William
William
Forsythe.
Forsythe.
Oh,
yeah.
William Forsythe's in it?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
a big
plays
fat
that
computer
little
programmer,
Yeah,
is
he
he?
play. He was the guy who worked at the computer
Yeah, but
store.
Jeff, who helps
sent
him out? Remember the guy from Midnight Madness? The guy who was also in the Steven Spielberg movie, 1941. The nerd
Eddie
guy.
Dezine.
Is that
I
his
don't
name?
remember him.
Eddie wasn't in that. He was in
I
War
do not.
Games.
Yeah, I do not remember. Yeah,
Oh,
he
was in War
War
Games?
Yeah, he was in War
War
Games.
Games is another one on the list because
All
that's
right,
a good one.
so
too.
go on. Let's go.
All right,
All right, so we
is
have
it
Cloak and
Cloak and
Dagger,
Dagger?
right?
E.T.
Is it E.T. for
E.T.
Atari?
for Atari, right?
Or is it Spy Games?
Spy Games.
Spy Games. I don't know if I remember that one too much.
Spy Games is a good game.
You know, I'm gonna go. Cloak and Dagger was such a big movie, and the video game is really, really hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger. Jeff's favorite game.
Yeah, I nailed it.
You
Well,
nailed
you
it.
couldn't have nailed it because the
Well, they
game
were-
never actually came out.
What? It didn't. Why do I remember playing like a video game called Cloak and Dagger?
Well,
Were you in a medically induced trance back then?
Are you
Well,
medically induced trance right now?
maybe it did come out. You just never had it.
Well,
How
maybe
can
you
it be a
just
favorite
forgot
video
about
game
it.
if it never came out?
Well, I did play a lot of the ET game, yes, but I never beat it.
Did your phone?
And I
home?
wonder why.
I heard you beat
because
it all
the
the time.
creators made it so you could never beat it. There
What
was
did you have to do? You had to find that flower the
no,
whole
no,
time.
yeah, right. But the problem was the way they developed the game
Too fast.
was you could not get to the flower.
Did you see that they just found 1 million of those
Well,
video games?
that was what I
in-
was just gonna say.
Okay.
They
Mexico or
took
something?
ET. When they crumbled the whole thing,
Yep.
they had 1 million copies. They had to take all the copies and they buried them in Arizona in
Yeah,
a
they
pit.
dumped
Somebody
them.
just found them
Yep.
and they're trying to dig them up again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gonna sell them on eBay, huh? All right, moving on, Joe. E.T. Cloak and Dagger, whatever it was. Great, fantastic.
That was a great one there. I thought Jeff loved that game. But
Into the mic
anyway,
there, Joe.
Another game that I don't know if you guys ever played it, but it was one of my favorite games as a kid. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of Pitfall. Remember Pitfall?
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
Pitfall.
That was
the bomb,
great.
That was
game.
my
bro.
favorite game.
Obviously based off of Indiana Jones. Yeah, that little vine.
How far could you get in Pitfall? The Scorpion got you.
I
You got
kept
the
going,
go
man.
bars.
That
You just
game
went.
was-
You went
But
to.
you went till the
You went till
time
you
ran
died.
out.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
went till
that
the
was
time
it.
ran
You
out.
died.
Great game.
I
Or
love
if you ran
Pitfall.
out, I was pretty good at it myself.
You had to
what
hop
was
on
the,
those
what
little
was the game that you were
crocodile
best
heads.
at,
They
Jeff?
actually have the commercial for those video games on YouTube.
Do they?
It's ridiculous watching those
Oh, yeah.
commercials. Like people are giving like little analysis of the game. It's hilarious.
Fantastic.
TC.
What?
You have to remember this game when we were kids. Star Wars, when you sat down it and you hear, the Force will be
Oh,
with
of
you.
course.
Yes.
And it had
And
that.
it had all the polygons.
That was
And you
badass.
were trying to blow up the Death Star.
It was fantastic. There was the
I blew it
stand-up
up.
version,
Yes.
or the sit-down
Sit-down
version.
version.
The sit-down version was the best one
That was
because it
so
actually
never
like,
forget it.
closed in the video
Right.
game itself. It was
Never
really
forget
That
cool.
one actually cost 75 cents.
75 cents.
As
But you
opposed
had
to
the
50
curtain
cents.
you could pull across.
That is right.
So you
That's
could
right.
feel
Yeah,
like
it was
you were
like
in the
you were really
X-Wing.
like in the game.
You know one of my
It had,
favorite
like,
games
The
was?
3D kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
It was
cool, man.
amazing.
I mean, it looked like blocks, like Space Invaders still, but it was you were like
It was
moving
all like
and
vector
maneuvering.
points, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But it was really, really well
And a
done.
TIE
though,
fighters
'cause
and
it still
everything.
moved in like a
I
real
loved
time
it.
fashion.
I wanna
Another
buy that
game,
on
they,
eBay now.
another game they had that cost $1 and you couldn't get past like a minute of it. Not even Dragon's Lair.
Dragon.
That was
Actually,
great on the
I was
gold
actually-
disc.
I couldn't
Laser
get past
disc.
Now.
it. I don't know.
That was
I got-
laser disc.
Yes.
But Dragon's Lair, you could beat the
You
game.
could beat it.
I
That's
couldn't
how
get past
long-
that little
Yes.
bridge.
If you knew how to play, you know how long
Yes.
it took to beat the game?
How long?
It was just a matter.
4 minutes.
Are you serious?
4 minutes to beat the game.
How
it was
many
just
dollars?
a matter
You just
of
have to
left
know-
and right. It was
it.
just a matter of knowing the pattern. I
Really?
have a Dragon's Lair to this day. I bought it for my PlayStation 2, and I mastered it and everything just so I could relive the experience. I dumped a lot of money in that stupid game. But, it's all a matter of learning the left, right, and then hitting the button a certain way, and you can beat Dragon's Lair. But
The worst game was Qbert.
well, that was my
that's
favorite
Jeff's
game.
favorite
that was
game,
a
man.
stupid. I thought his favorite game was Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, I
Qbert
thought
is
it
a
was
great
too,
game for
but
somebody
I
who has
don't-
OCD.
Apparently,
That was-
people
What
answer my
was-
questions
CC,
differently.
What was your favorite game as a child?
Asteroids.
Really?
Asteroids was
Oh,
the best.
really?
Asteroids was great.
I love Frogger.
Frogger was awesome.
Donkey
best.
Kong. Did you guys ever see King of Kong?
Of course we
No,
did.
but Donkey Kong
documentary,
Jr. was awesome.
But
What
then
is
they
it?
Donkey
came
Kong
out
Jr.?
with Punch Out. Left,
Oh.
left, mighty blow,
Glass
knock him
Joe.
out.
Glass Joe's Punch Out.
Well,
love
that
that
was
game.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Now that's two different versions. They had Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That
but
was
the Punch
totally-
Out
that
that
was
was in the arcade.
Yeah.
Was Glass
Was
Joe.
great.
Here's a bit of trivia they don't know. They had a video game based on Jeff called Passed Out. You had to drink as many beers as you could.
to, like,
and by the
it-
time-
it's absolutely impossible to get to the bottom of the bottle.
I gotta say, what am I? Probably. I mean, I am an avid video gamer.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
what- didn't you used to steal stuff from Funko Land?
No, I never stole.
that
nothing.
was
Right.
you?
Yeah,
You
used to
now
rob
listen.
a Funko Land.
Now listen, greatest Nintendo game of all time, Kung Fu.
Kung Fu
That-
was a
that
great
was a
game.
good game.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
love
was
Zelda.
unstoppable.
Is a great game.
Zelda.
Kid Icarus.
Kid
Icarus.
What
Right?
about Paperboy?
Rygar.
that was
Paperboy is really good.
Paperboy is
Paperboy came out on
awesome.
multiple formats.
What about
though.
Metroid?
Metroid.
Yes,
that
What
Metroid
happened
was
at the end of
really
Metroid?
good. It was a girl the whole time.
The dude turned out to be a hoe.
Castlevania?
Okay, let's see.
Castlevania.
Are you guys
Yeah.
video game experts?
Yes.
Can you name all the systems in sequential order the way they came out?
see,
Sequential?
Pong?
No.
Wait, now starting when though?
Hold on. Go ahead.
Start,
Are we talking-
started the first one, Atari 2600.
All right, 'cause Atari, there was systems before Atari.
Okay, before.
Steve
Starting-
yeah.
Starting
Pong.
600,
Pong.
Metrics.
5600,
Metrics.
7800.
No, that's a supplement metrics.
Yeah, I used to drink
No.
that stuff.
right?
It was expensive.
You had the 2600, the 5600,
5200.
5200, and the other 7800. Then you had Intellivision,
ColecoVision.
Great.
ColecoVision.
Coleco.
ColecoVision,
Correct.
the Smurfs game. It was
Then you
awesome.
had
Chuck
Intellivision
Norris.
2.
Yep.
After Intellivision 2, you had the Sega Master System.
Sega was actually pretty good.
Then-
Sega Genesis.
Then Nintendo.
Yep.
Then
Gyromite.
Then they tried
No,
the
Gyromite was
I
a
know.
game.
It was
Don't try it.
Nintendo. I know
Dynamite.
what
That's
I'm
Jimmy
doing.
Walker.
Then they tried the
Then you
Atari
went-
Jaguar.
Then you went to Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
After that, you had Super Nintendo. You had TurboGrafx 16, which was a waste.
That was a total waste.
Total waste.
You like the
Sega
Rain
CD.
Man
That
of
was
video
Sega
games.
Hold on, that was like
Then
the
you had the
Sega
Sega video
CDs.
games.
Yep.
Then you had the 32X. Then you had
The Atari,
Then
the
you had
Atari
the first,
Jaguar.
the first CD-based systems, which was the 3DI and the 3DO, two different makers, same system.
Rain Man
Crap.
over here.
Okay,
Okay.
listen, Rain Man.
Want me to keep going?
Were you in jail for stealing video games? I mean, how did you commit all these crimes if you were playing all these damn video games in your house?
I reserve the right to plead the Fifth
Oh,
Amendment.
here we
Oh,
go.
please. What are you selling them out of the back of a truck now at these
cop
flea
out.
markets?
I don't know what you're talking about, but hey, after the show, I want to talk to you about something.
Okay, all right, you're perfect. Yeah.
Here's Jeff. Quick one for you. Movie based on video games. Christian Slater, Fred Savage. What do you think?
It sounds familiar. But
Wait, movie they
it's
got-
a movie that based on video games with Fred Savage and
They got the Power
Christian
Glove.
Slater.
Nintendo Power
Power
Glove.
Glove in it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Ned Beatty. I'm not sure if it's Ned Beatty. The dad was.
They had a video game of him getting sodomized from friggin' Deliverance.
no. That was a different
man.
game.
Was it something Wizard?
The Wizard.
The Wizard.
Yeah,
there
the
we
Wizard.
go.
Is it?
All
Well,
right.
thanks. I was I would have. Well,
All right.
I've
I thought
seen
for-
it, but
for-
I would have
you
never
said
thought
Christian
of the
Slater's like
title.
Gleaming
But
Cube.
I know.
Video game movie.
My favorite video
Mario
game
Brothers.
movie?
The worst video game movie.
Oh, that would be Back to the Future. That had
Oh.
nothing to do with the movie.
No,
No,
the
video
movie.
game movie.
Video game movie?
Yes.
Joysticks from 1983.
What the hell? What's that all about?
Okay.
Sounds like a porn of the
so
Bulls.
bad.
This is a movie off of
Is this
God's
a
Honest
porn movie
Truth.
with
All right.
Velvet?
Joysticks. It was about It had Joe Don Baker, the guy from Walking Tall. He was in it as as the father who didn't want his
Rock?
like Valley Girl chicks hanging around the arcade. And you know Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yep.
He played this punk rock guy named King Vidiot, and his arch rival in it was the McDorfus, this guy who kind of looked like a Scandal-looking guy, kind of like the Jackal. That's who he looked like. All right. And you got to see this movie. It's on YouTube. It's called Joysticks.
All right, I'll check it out.
The
Joysticks.
world's worst video game movie ever.
You said Super Mario Brothers.
I'm not a big fan of the movie, but what's his name? Just rest in peace. What is it? Bob Hoskins? Was he
Bob
in it?
Hoskins.
Bob
No,
Hoskins.
Dennis Hopper played King Koopa.
Dennis Hopper
Dennis
and
Hopper's
Bob
in it,
Hoskins
and
was
Bob-
that. He
yeah.
played Mario
Oh,
in
yes.
that movie.
It was a good movie. I'm not really sure.
What's your worst favorite video game movie there,
I can't
Strangler?
think of any movies that had video games in it as the single
Strange
plot.
Brew has a cool
Or
side
a
plot.
movie based off a video game.
Oh
Double
man,
Dragon.
all those freaking Tomb
The
Raider
worst one or the
movies.
best one?
The worst.
Okay, the worst one based off a movie, other than the Back to the Future one, I would have to say,
I think E.T. We established that.
Yeah.
That was a terrible game. That's like one of the biggest
No, other
video
way
game
around.
flops.
They made
of
the
the
video
movie
game came out and they made a
first.
movie.
What
Right.
about Tomb Raider?
Yeah,
Lara Croft.
Yeah, but Angelina Jolie is in it. How
Yeah,
is
I know.
anything bad with her?
I know that makes sense.
She makes a horrible movie look good.
And the only
she
other
had,
one I would
she
say
had what's
is
his name's blood around her neck in a
Who
vial.
cares? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
what's his
I'd
name?
still-
What's his name there?
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade. The
There's a
top-
lot of things I would do with her if it was bloody or not.
Oh, brother.
Getting back
Literally, brother,
getting
because
back
remember
to
she
the
made out with
question-
the brother.
Getting back
yes,
to the
that's
strawberry
right.
jam,
Yep.
Vinny.
Strawberry jam.
Oh, so okay, all right, go ahead, Jeff. You must know. You must have an answer for this.
The movie that's based after a video game.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about that when Nightmares, with the movie called The Bishop of Battle, where Emilio Estevez had to play the bishop. We were talking about that, but a movie that based on a video game.
What about Underworld?
Underworld.
No.
Wasn't
I
that based
never-
on a video game?
No.
No, I remember playing a Krull video game, but the movie
Krull.
played.
Yeah, the movie came out first, though.
What noises would they make when they died in Crow, Jeff?
To tell you the
Sounds
truth,
like
I didn't
Bull's
make
mating
it the
call.
first
Oh, you know what they do?
first 20 minutes.
Look, my tortoise Leo.
It sounds
Horrible.
like Bull's mate.
But I will tell you that
You were
one of-
high back then too. That came out like '82, Jeff.
Yeah, that would make me
Has it ever come
8.
down?
No, I wasn't. But I will tell you that they did make a horrible video game for the movie Porky's. Yes,
They made a
had-
Porky's
They had
video
a video
game?
They
You know
made
what?
a Porky's video game for the Atari 2600, and the
It was an-
object
it
of
was-
the video
it was an
game,
R-rated video game.
Yeah, the first part of the game, the first part of
Porky's
the
the
game,
video
yeah, the
game.
first part of the game was getting into the underneath and sneaking and catching a peek in the showers,
my
and
God.
and then the second level was blowing up the brothel. But there was a Porky's video game that my mom would not buy for me.
You know what? There was a young.
Not even today.
There was a
She'll buy it
Young
for
Ones
you.
video
Yeah,
game
right.
for the Commodore 64 back in the day
The
too
Commodore
that they had.
64.
It was
Hey,
pretty cool.
You had Commodore 64? You
I
remember
had
that game?
Commodore-
That's a
Karateka?
computer, though.
All I had was King's Quest. Someone had. I didn't have any
What about
games.
Zork?
Oh, what about Leisure Suit Larry?
Ghostbusters was a great
You guys
video
don't know
game
Leisure
for
Suit
Commodore
Larry?
64.
But that was considered a computer.
Yeah. What was a computer game?
Unbelievable. This was a fascinating talk here. We got one more thing there, Joe?
Yeah. If you guys want to go around the bend real quick, I'm not sure.
Real
if we
quick,
can.
real quick.
But favorite place to play video games as a kid? TC.
In front of my television.
Jeff. I know.
I played a lot of them in Hampton Beach Casino,
Yep.
up on that boardwalk. That's where I did most of my gaming.
Vinny.
Hey, I grew up in Brooklyn. I would travel over to Coney Island.
Mine is Fun Spot. Or Northgate,
was cool.
old school Northgate Revere, Mass. There with the bull.
There was a place called the Funtime Arcade in the Billerica Mall. That was an absolute dive, but that's where we used to go because it was close enough to home.
There was a place in Boston, though. What was it called in
Downtown
Boston?
Crossing.
Yeah, what's the name of that? I forget.
Airwolf in the controller there. He liked going to Salem Willows to play
Oh,
his
Salem
video
Willows
games.
is all right.
But
There-
yeah,
there's a
nothing
pool
could
with
beat
the
your own
witch in it.
television. If it sucked, you shut it off and it didn't cost
This
a
is
quarter.
true. This is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but the games cost like $50.
That's
No.
what grandparents were for.
You had rich grandparents.
Obviously, that's right.
Yeah.
Have you seen my mansion?
I have,
All right,
actually.
what we're going to do is we're going to take a big-time commercial break, and we come back. Jeff's going to talk about some of the celebrities he's been stalking over the past couple months.
DLT. Crisp lettuce and tomato on the cool side. And the cool stays cool. The new McDLT. Cool crisp.
For a decade, viewers have only experienced After Hours the only way known possible, on the 4x3 screen. But if you've only seen it this way, you haven't seen it at all.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow.
All right. As you can tell by that music there, we're going to do a little celebrity stalking with none other than South Boston Jeff. Jeff, who have you been stalking since the last podcast?
Oh, I've met a couple of them. I've had, I have boring weeks where at work I just want to hang myself, and then I just get to the weekend and I meet a couple
Hang
of hot
yourself? You haven't
celebrities
succeeded, I
every weekend. Every weekend I'm meeting celebrities.
Did you meet
and-
Carradine or
You're
something? You wanted to
eating
hang
celebrities?
yourself?
Oh, he did. He did
David
a lot more
Carradine.
than hang himself.
Yeah.
He did a little.
Well, first of all, speaking of eating celebrities, I'm gonna take you here's a couple of girls I wish I could be eating for a night
here we
and
go.
everything.
What's the
All right, anybody ever see the
Nell
movie The
Carter?
Runaways?
Oh,
thanks.
That's
bull.
TC.
Oh God!
That's bull.
Now I have to spit this.
Jeff, come on,
that's
bro.
a
right into my, you made me throw up in my
God.
mouth
Dude,
talking
that
about
sounds
Nell
great.
Carter, but
All right, go on.
well,
Your dining desires.
Just,
Go ahead.
last
strawberry
week
jam.
I met two of the Runaways. Well, here's me and Lita Ford and Sherry
Lita
Curry.
Ford, bro.
Do you remember Sherry Curry? Well, she was the singer of the group The Runaways.
She's not
back
related
in
to
the
Tim
80s.
Curry, right?
I don't think so.
Stephen King's it.
Well, Curry Man.
She did one movie after she left the
Worst Witch.
Runaways after going on tour and inheriting a big coke problem. She was really into
Lita
the
Ford?
No, Sherry Curry. The
Sounds like a food. Like
the
an Indian food.
The Runaways was
Curry
Sherry
chicken
Curry,
It'll
Lita
make you
Ford,
run
and
away.
Joan Jett. So I met two out of the four Runaways. Yeah, Sherry was very nice. I thought I was a real snappy dresser. I don't know.
You're probably the only guy that even talked to her because she looked like she's busted.
Jeff, what was that song Lita Ford had with Ozzy Osbourne, right? Am I right?
Yes,
that was
if I close my eyes for
Forever.
man.
I'm not.
All right,
It's
it's
a good
Dave
song.
Dave Draymond.
I like
since-
that song.
Yeah, that
Stir
wasn't a
has
bad
remade it.
song.
Didn't you talk to her about spilling her beer on her stills like 8 years ago?
Oh yeah. Well, I really that wasn't. Well, half of that was because I drank like 3 beers while I was in line, and then I finally got up to her.
The line
I
only
had to
had
piss
4
like a
people in it.
racehorse, and I posed for a picture and knocked my beer all over.
3 of them were her family.
And I was like, oh, she's like, oh, it's okay. I'm used to it. Hell, I was married to some of the biggest alcoholics in history. And I brought that up, and I was like, yeah, I haven't had a drink in 2 years. And she's like, oh, good. I mean, especially since I've been married to Chris Holmes, I know all the drunks. And Sherry says, that is impressive, and gave me a big hug.
You know all the drunks. That is impressive, Jeff.
But yeah, that was nice to meet them. And
You just said
Freudian
eat.
slip
He
there.
said it
I
twice.
wish.
Yeah, you
I
wanted to
wish
eat
I
them.
would've-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had Harrison Ford and Lita Ford in this whole program, huh? Wow.
Yeah, two Fords, no waiting. And okay, I got to.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
Who,
Oh,
who else did you meet here?
did anybody see the remake to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
I did.
Of course
Yes.
we did.
Oh,
This
this
is
is
horrible.
that's the one and only Deep Roy who played every single Oompa Loompa.
Oh man, that's
Now the
he's from,
picture on the screen right now. There's Deep Roy.
There he
Now you're
is.
actually kneeling down.
Yeah,
and
I
he-
should not have. Well, I kind of wanted to get to him because
tall
he
is
was.
he? You wanted to
You
do
wanted
it?
to do him?
No.
You wanted
well,
to be
I had
deeper
to
than
get him in the
Lita
picture,
Ford.
so
Okay. All right. So Deep Roy, for those of you fans
Is
out
he
there,
really a midget in real life?
I think I would say
he's a
he's
small
he was a
person.
midget. Yeah,
He
he's
is
a
a
midget.
Under 5
he
feet
is
tall.
a
Oh, way
little
under
person.
5.
I
Yeah.
love him in Tim Burton's Big Fish.
Oh
He's
yeah,
really
he
good in
was.
Big Fish.
He was
good
also
as,
the
in Transformers.
He actually made Danny
Transform-
DeVito
He was
look
in
tall. in
Transformers.
Big Fish.
He was in the
Kidding.
second Transformers,
Oh, was
Revenge
he?
of the Fallen.
I didn't see that one.
When John Turturro goes, I'm from you from New York. Yeah, we're from New York. That's the whole party. That's him. Yeah, he comes down.
My favorite Deep Roy character was probably when he wrote the snail in the Never-Ending Story.
Oh, he's in the Never-Ending
We
Story.
talked about this. That's right.
And
Atreyu.
And if you can notice the picture right there, Jeff is actually holding an autograph from Deep Roy when he played the character of Droopy McCool, one of the members of the Cy Snoodles
Snoodles.
band in
Cy
Return of the Jedi.
That's right.
In the
we
cantina,
talked about
right?
this too.
No, that was episode 4. I mean, when Jabba's Palace.
Okay.
With the blue little elephant playing
Yes.
the piano.
What a name though. Hi, Deep Roy.
Actually, he talks like this.
And I want to get deep in you.
Sounds like a porn star.
You want to spend some jail time with him?
Well,
Vic?
he already wants to do him.
Hey, come on, everyone, calm down.
All right, so
Family show.
we got Deep Roy, Lita Ford, the other broad there, and what other fantastic celebrities have you mingled with, Jeff, over the past month? The Friday the 13th women.
Oh yeah, like that was on Friday the 13th. They were in town doing some kind of signing over at the West End, and got to meet 2 of the Friday the 13th
Well, the
broads.
ones from the sex scenes, I hope.
Well,
Aren't they
she
all?
actually. Well, first of all, Adrienne King. Is she related to
no
you?
relation, no
No relation, Steve?
No.
No
relation to
There's only
Veronica.
one king around here.
That's
Okay, she played Alice in Friday the 13th.
No, Alice died.
Yeah, rest in peace, Alice.
Oh, you're
love
talking
you,
about a
Alice.
different Alice. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Andy
yes,
Davis.
yes.
Okay.
She played Alice, the girl who survived in Friday the 13th Part 1, and she was the,
The one that comes
who got
back in part 4.
well,
No, 2.
Well, yeah, Jason. She's the one that Jason pulled out off the canoe and pulled under the lake, and he's still there. But she owns a nice. She owns a nice little winery out there. In,
That's why you were like it, because she has a winery
there it is.
out in Oregon or
she was-
something
There it is.
called
She was-
Crystal Lake Booze or something.
Is that winery
she-
still there?
Crystal Lake Liquors.
Is the wino still there?
Well, she offered me a bottle, and she went into her bag, and all of her bottles were empty. And I
Yeah,
looked
because-
over, and I met the girl from the plastered girl from Part 2. I think she drank all of her Friday the 13th wine. But here's a picture of me and
Amy Steele.
Amy Steele, yeah, she was also in a movie like awesome horror movies like April Fool's Day.
Oh, April Fool's Day is a good movie.
And she was in the that coffee commercial talking about Jean-Luc.
Oh yeah. What was the
Jean-Luc
name
Picard?
of that?
No, I asked her
waiter?
that, and she goes, "No, the only other
Jean-Luc.
French name was Pierre, so we said Jean-Luc because it sounded better. That's $20 for the autograph." Now, what about the biggest loser you met
douche.
there? That guy who played Roy, not Jason in Part 5, but Roy.
Oh, yes.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about,
Part
Friday
five,
the
the
13th,
old- that's
Part
like the
5,
waste.
the new beginning.
It's kind of like Halloween 3, the one that should have never mattered.
Season of the
Season
Witch. All right. Part 5, Jason was dead. In Part 4, Corey Feldman killed him, right?
This is
All
the
right.
one where they. Go ahead.
All right, so Part 5, this guy, he was an orderly or an ambulance driver, goes crazy
Yeah,
because
the
his retarded
paramedic.
kid got killed
Yeah.
at a nut house, and
Over
then
a
he
chocolate
became,
bar.
and that's not nice, Vic. And then he put on the Jason gimmick and went around killing. And I walked up to him, I go, "You should be sued. You're not Jason." He goes, "Yeah, I know. It's Roy with the mask." So even the
Yeah,
guy knows he's a complete loser.
I should have said, you're really out of line.
Loser.
Jeff, I was watching on Friday the 13th. My favorite one is the one when Tommy comes back.
Yep,
But I
that's,
might be
that's
wrong.
part 6.
I like that one.
the
a
one
lot.
with Horseshack.
Yeah.
That's part
yeah,
6.
it opens
Six,
up with that.
Jason
I kept
lives.
saying to my-
Yeah,
I was like,
that's the one where he revives Jason
they
like an
stick
idiot.
him with a
'Cause
metal
he's an idiot.
pole for
Sticks it with a
whatever
pole
reason.
and a bolt of lightning wakes up the body.
Yeah.
which was a nod to Frankenstein with the
Yeah.
bringing back with lightning.
You're
But yeah,
retarded.
Part 6 is one of my favorites as well.
That's a good one.
But yeah, Adrienne King and Amy Steele. I'd give Adrienne King 5 stars. Great personality,
Very nice person.
friendly.
5 fingers up.
Five hockey masks.
Yeah, maybe five fingers.
Five
Maybe
chainsaws.
5 fingers or 5 toes
fingers
up
across the face.
Amy Steele's ass. She wasn't nice at all.
Hey, and she was peddling off that bootleg sweater that she said was
Yeah.
from Part 2,
He is in
and it was
rare
like it was like brand new.
Yeah, it looked like she bought a brand new sweater and took it out back and roll around in the
went to
dirt and
Target.
everything and tried to
Well, you know what they say? You roll if they can't play in the grass, you roll around and play in the dirt.
Yeah,
Capelli's high school yearbook.
That's his quote.
That's what it was.
but yeah, and the guy from Part 5 actually had the nerve to be there saying, "Yeah, I played Jason. Yeah, you played an ambulance. You played a paramedic."
And what was he charging for a friggin'
We
autograph?
didn't ask him. We
Get
just,
outta
we
here.
just
He
dropped
should
by
have
and
paid
laughed
people
at
for the
him.
goddamn autograph.
Am I wrong, or is Dudley in the one I just?
Dudley's in
Yep.
5.
I just
Yeah.
saw him in that one. I was
Dudley,
like,
of
it's
course,
Dudley.
the black
And
kid
he was
from
good in it.
Different Strokes.
We don't
else
have to
would
get
Dudley
into.
be?
We don't
Hey,
have
real
to get
quick.
into the Dudley thing
Hey,
again.
real quick.
There was no
I have a really good idea right now.
Uh-oh.
I have a really
How
good
much is it
idea.
going to cost
That's
us?
rare.
Oh, no. Listen, great idea.
My wallet's
what we
already
need to do is
missing.
we need to take a legitimate Jason Voorhees and send him to the White House. I'm not kidding you.
Okay.
And let him meet Barack Obama.
Barry Soetoro.
That's
Oh,
fine.
no.
Right.
Okay? Because,
Barry O.
real quick, I got to say this. You don't trade terrorists for a deserter.
Oh,
You
there
do
we
not
go.
do it. You don't trade a
TC,
You don't
he was-
trade
he was going on
terrorists
this
for
rant
a
earlier today
goddamn
about this
deserter.
stuff.
Yeah, he was
Guy
going on.
deserted
Going
his
on the air.
post
He's been waiting
six.
all night.
Okay,
Count
so
'em.
basically what
Six.
you're saying is the guy who's pretending to be the president, who's not from this country. I don't care. He's not from this country.
No,
His
he's
name's
not from this
Barry
country.
Soetoro. It's not even his real name. And he goes around saying he's black when his mother was white. All right, doesn't make any sense. So
No,
he
it doesn't.
So he
I do the
traded.
same thing.
He traded 6 terrorists for some jabroni.
Traded 5 terrorists.
5
guy.
terrorists.
5 terrorists for a jabroni, a loser, a deserter. Guy went AWOL.
Yeah.
6 servicemen multiple went up, but 6
Looking for him.
died
Yeah, looking for him.
him.
Yeah, that's right.
Others, I think it was 11 that were injured. Okay, and this guy's getting a hero's welcome. And you trade a terrorist?
No,
Friggin-
wait a minute. He's not really getting a hero's
not
welcome.
getting any
Oh,
kind
in
of
his
hero.
city,
expected to
in
get
his
out of
city,
it.
he is.
That's what they wanted to get out of it, but it kind of
It's not
backfired. They got a
happening.
lot of backlash about that. So
But we got a Marine sitting in Mexico because he took a wrong friggin' turn, and the president isn't even batting an eyelash. This is why I should be the president of the goddamn United States, because morons like this guy sitting in the White House would not be here today.
Vinny, wait. First of all, from everything that we've always said about with our conspiracy theories stuff, do you think even if you were the president, you'd have any say whatsoever?
You know something?
It's a puppet position.
You know something?
It's like on Sesame Street.
Hey.
There's a hand up their ass.
Hey, you know something?
plenty
Right
of
here.
strings being pulled.
You know something though? It all depends on who you put around you. See, I wouldn't
No,
allow
it doesn't.
Congress to control me.
Just like when Barack became president. And
Barry.
they took
Barry.
his BlackBerry away. Do you remember when they were
Oh,
doing that?
yeah, the
He had a
BlackBerry.
black belt?
And they took away his phone because he could no longer have any personal tweets or personal emails because they didn't want anyone getting into his head.
Yeah, I remember.
They would do the same thing to you. They would take away all your personal stuff, and then you'd become the clown.
Oh, wait for a second. Maybe he should become president. They'll take him away.
That's not
Yeah,
a bad
that, we,
idea.
yeah.
Hey, now,
Are you
hey,
going to defend the barbecue title on the 4th of July?
on the of
No, if
course.
you're the president.
Of course.
Right.
Listen, I already have a challenge.
You're gonna
lined
take
up.
on that
It's a
jabroni
non-title
Putin?
challenge, obviously, because the title has to go up on the 12th. But I do have a 4th of July barbecue challenge.
Who are you going against there? Joe Blow from Jersey, that kid again?
From
That little
Putin.
kid,
No,
the 8-year-old?
but you know who I want to challenge? And
No.
I'll put out right now. You tell Big Lou I want to challenge him. I haven't heard his mouth in a couple of months.
All right,
Big
BLT, Big
Lou.
Lou.
Big Lou, if you're out there in
BLT.
Pittsburgh, you know, out there. There's another guy, he claims he's from Poop Stink, New Jersey, who actually...
Is that near Camden?
I could be. He didn't say his name. He just said anonymous from Poop Stink, New Jersey. Tell that bald-headed, tattooed freak I'm going to kick his ass on the 13th.
He's a friend of
Oh,
Bull.
even on the 13th,
I saw
okay?
that.
On the 13th.
On
Yeah.
the 13th, that's good to know because I know the barbecue challenge on the 12th.
You going to have anything
What's
left
his
over?
name, by the way?
It's just
Poop
anonymous.
Stink? I think Poop Stink just left here.
Yeah.
No, he's
He told you where he's from, but he didn't say his name.
And Mr. Anonymous from Poop Stink, New Jersey.
That's what it says on
This
the
reeks of credibility.
It reeks. I mean, it's just stinking.
One of many messages we get all week
else
between
you got?
emails and
Who else
Twitter.
has been
Well,
writing
listen,
Vinny?
back to my original thought.
Okay.
That's what it's supposed to be. Just like Harrison Ford said, as the president in that movie Air
Get
Force
off
One,
my plane.
we don't negotiate with terrorists. You don't negotiate with a terrorist, and you definitely don't do it to bring home a loser. The guy's a loser. AWOL loser. He deserted. He's a traitor to his country.
Red badge of courage.
He's
This
a
coming
traitor.
from the guy who supposedly cheated to win the barbecue title.
Well, hey, that's a different
listen,
story now,
listen,
TC.
No proof. No proof.
No
T-
proof.
But when it
different
comes
story,
to this
TC.
country, there's nothing I love more than this country.
Except
What
for
about
himself.
Bilderberg?
Except-
What's Bilderberg?
Look it up. And on that note, Jeff, you have anything to say? This is the final podcast before the barbecue.
Well, I'm just looking forward to it, and I'll see you out there. Plenty of big stalking and plenty of good times. And
Good times again. We talked about Jimmy Walker this entire program.
Dynamite.
Yeah, well, you didn't talk about how me and you got thrown out of the
Oh,
thing.
okay. All right. Before we go wrap this up, yeah, that's right. All right, yeah. Jeff and I, we went to the. We were going to try to meet Mr. Spock there, Leonard Nimoy, a couple weeks ago.
From Boston. From
No,
Boston.
that's
they
William
hate
Shatner.
Shatner.
That's William Shatner.
William Shatner.
So we go into this. There's a high rise in downtown Boston for the New England Emmy Awards, which I should be winning anyway.
I can't
we
believe
will
you're not-
next year.
yeah, absolutely. We'll be there.
Guaranteed.
Since I'm on the show now, of
Guaranteed.
course.
But We're there, and we're waiting for Leonard Nimoy, and all these uppity news jabronis that come walking around, and this guy with a little earpiece thinking he's Secret Service. What are you guys doing here? And I made up a little story. So we're waiting for a guy to come down. You meet him. Well, you can meet him downstairs. And they actually threw us out, T.C. Ristani and
gotta be
South
kidding
Boston
me.
Jeff, out of the hotel for the New England Emmy Awards. You're bootleg.
Why didn't you call me?
Call the boys, bro.
Hey,
In a
why
minute.
didn't you call me?
In a
You
minute.
know I would have made a phone
No
call. That
cell
would've been-
reception in his shitty hotel.
Didn't Jeff offer him any pills or anything?
It'll turn into
You know
they,
I
they
know
just
people.
didn't like
I
the
mean, I
cut of
could've
my
had
jib
people
out.
there.
Like I was looking, I was the only person there not wearing shoes.
You allowed TC
What
to
the
get
hell?
thrown
You don't
out
have
of
to
a
wear
hotel?
shoes, bro. We'll
But you
show
know,
up
you know the
not
good part
wearing
about it
shoes.
was Jeff didn't have his hat on, so they're all gonna die.
Oh, that's true.
So on that note, that's my little rebuttal here to the New England Emmy gimmicks. We're gonna win it next year, and we're gonna wait till you see the people that we're gonna bring to this. All right,
motley
Reno,
crew.
Montana, Quincy, every riffraff that's been in the cell
Ricky
with Vinny.
Bittman's coming
Ricky
back.
Bittman's a conspiracy. Unbelievable. All right. Before we wrap it up, Vinny, this is the last time you're gonna have anything to say before the barbecue. The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Well, listen, July 12th, all I'm going to tell you is this. It is going to be a landslide victory. And when I'm done, I'm going to eat red velvet cake right in front of Bull.
I don't know. if
Because
that's-
I'm going to tell you, if anything, he'll be lucky if he even touches his plate.
Wow. Big words.
Now I have a little going through my earpiece here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just heard that Bull is going to have a special message for you played at the barbecue. That's all I know. And there is a special guest referee. It's not Sabrina. It's not the guy from the last year. I cannot say who it is.
Oh, it better not be red velvet. It better not be velvet.
No, she wouldn't fit. But that's all I have to say. July 12th. Hollywood.
Hey guys, a little shout out to the guys coming out to visit for the barbecue, for the 4th of July, for Independence Day, for the country. Capelli?
That's right,
Love
for the
this
country.
bro?
Microphone would help, Joe.
All right, I got the microphone's right here. The Count's coming out. My boy, the Hat.
The Count?
The Count. I got a guy named the Count.
The guy from Sesame Street?
It's close. The Hat. Yep.
3
The hat.
weeks to the
Denny,
barbecue.
The Stingray, all the boys are coming out. We're going to have a good time. And this is something I'd like to say right now. I'm issuing a challenge, $100 challenge out of my pocket for all
Canadian.
the boys. For all the boys, I'm bringing you guys up to Fun Spot, okay? And we're going to have a video game summertime challenge, Paperboy, Pac-Man, Centipede. Whoever gets the
gonna kick
highest
your
scores, whoever wants to be involved, Sabs, TC, Vinny,
Fabulous should
Jeff,
come to that.
Steve,
good.
Bull, if we can, hook them to something. But anyone who wants to, $100 out of my pocket, who gets the highest score.
All right, you heard that. That'll be after the barbecue,
After the
obviously.
barbecue, definitely. Yep,
All
yep.
right. Strangler Steve.
What? Excuse me.
The table has Alzheimer's or something. Go ahead.
How you doing?
I'm going great.
I can't wait. This is gonna
Jeff,
be my.
answer your phone. Let me.
He's
who
cutting
is
off my high spot.
Let me read that there. Hold on. Let me see who that was.
Strangle him.
It's the chick
I'm
from
about
the-
to.
Oh my God.
What does it
Look.
say?
It says dealer 3. You're either talking to a casino or
Oh,
something else.
really?
I saw the name on that. Who's Tits and Dicks?
I have no idea.
That's weird. That's just weird.
Sounds like a restaurant.
Sounds like I'll be hanging around with Bull.
Wow. All right. Hey, well.
Before the barbecue, you have any
Hey,
predictions
yeah.
here?
Hey, this is going to be my first barbecue with the company, so I'm really excited. I'm not sure exactly what to expect. I hope this is going to sound strange, but I hope Bull eats Vinny under the table.
Oh, my God.
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no. You're ragging on me and Deep Roy.
I have a feeling the
Yeah, I
championship's
wanna
going back
get
to
in
Bull
deep.
Montana. I really
think so?
it's going to go back to Bull. He's hungry. You saw how much weight he's lost. He's got to fill those pants
He's got
back
a
up.
deep burning hunger. Not
He's
like
gonna-
Deep Roy, but he's got a deep burning hunger for you,
Well,
Vinny.
you better be careful. He's going to eat. He likes to eat people and do them, as he said earlier.
Oh, my God.
And I don't think
All right,
anything.
Well,
You know
hey,
something?
What?
I hope you're not going to be too upset when what you wish does not come to pass.
We'll find out on July 12th. But I also want to just do a quick shout out to everybody on our social media.
Here we go.
At TC Rastani, we've been getting a lot of feedback with the hashtag TC on my TV.
TC on my TV.
We've been having so many people respond with who they want to see as guests on our show, and I have to tell you, we're getting close to booking about 3 or 4 new names for the show that have never appeared on the show before. So we're getting really close to signing some big name talent.
Carrie
for that.
Wara.
First, we got to build the set.
Carrie
Well,
Wara.
hey, we got to book the talent months in advance.
That's right. It's kind of like when your favorite broad's going to get breast implants. We're doing that. We're getting a new set down
Carrie
here.
Wara.
On Carrie Wara. I don't know. Her set's pretty good. All right. On that note, I'm T. Siristani for Hollywood Joel Strangler, Steve, Vinny Capelli, South Boston Jeff. Remember, this is After Hours, and we what?
We
never
How are we doing the?